Yo, what's up guys? Back here with another video. Today we're going to be going over 4 more rental teams for you guys. I know you guys really liked the last video we did showing you guys some rentals to use for Series 8, and obviously I want to help you guys out. I want to help you guys obviously get some more teams to use. So we're going to be giving you 4 more teams, talking through them, and showing you the actual rental codes as well, obviously, right? Before we get into that though, I do want to talk about X9 League Championship 2. It's basically a tournament I am hosting this weekend. It is going to be a first Series 8 major. Obviously, we have a stream for it and everything, which will be streamed on my Twitch channel, which will be linked down below. I will also include the link to sign up for the tournament down below as well. Guys, if you want to compete in Series 8, make sure to join this tournament. I mean, it's just a very good tournament. We always make sure they're run very smoothly, very good production on it, and make sure to check out the broadcast as well. So, basically, we had two basically winners of free entry, which I'm gonna do actually live on this video right before we get started into the video. The retweet winner picker is just going to do the job for us. I put the 2 tweets URLs in already. We're going to draw the 2 winners on this video, and guys, make sure to follow me on the Twitter too to make sure, because you can just get access to opportunities like these just to get like free entry into tournaments and stuff. So we're gonna do this first one. Okay, our first one is going to be Discoteca, and our second is going to be Tally Review. So congrats to both of them. Now to get into the actual video, I'm going to move this over here. And guys, again, it's going to be a good tournament. It was really well run last time, so super exciting and a super good event. And obviously, first event of Series 8. Make sure to join it if you haven't already. But yeah. So, going into this video, if we look over here, our first team is going to be a Dialga team. Basically, my goal with this team was I wanted a team that was going to kind of highlight Dialga's bulk, and Dialga's a very good check to Kyogre and just has very good offensive like prowess. So basically, Dialga here was able to go for kind of an Assault Vest set because it gave it a little more bulk to kind of take moves from Kyogre and just from special attackers, right? If you look at Dialga's stats, its defense is actually a little bit better than special defense, so it's actually kind of nice to be able to boost it up and like help it be a little more defensive. Dialga 2 obviously is like a very good Kyogre tech check, so we gave it Thunderbolt to pair with the Tapu Koko's Electric Terrain. Basically, our idea here was having Incineroar to obviously set Intimidate, to go for Snarls, right, to reduce damage. Dialga to go for Draco Meteors, Flash Cannon, like obviously it's more of an offensive option. And Landorus there. Landorus basically allows it to be incredibly defensive, kind of take hits very well. And this just kind of boosts like the bulkier nature of this team. Tapu Koko here is basically a deal with Yveltal and like mods like Ho-Oh, those kind of mods that can typically be a little annoying. Then obviously Calyrex, something you have to respect in this format. This respects Calyrex Ghost Rider, so just very solid in general. And Amoonguss is good for Zernius. Obviously, Clear Smog to be able to shut it down, and because you have Electric Terrain, obviously sometimes you won't be able to Spore. So Clear Smog lets you have another way to check Zernius because you can return all the stats to 0. So this team basically is very focused around like obviously pivoting, getting your Landorus set up, or maxing your Dialga to kind of go in the offense. You have 3 main maxers. It's going to be Dialga, Landorus, and Moltres. And basically, the idea with the team is to be able to reduce damage and be a little more balanced. So that's definitely the idea there. If you guys are looking for the rental code for that one, yep, right here. This is the rental code for the Dialga team, so make sure to check that one out. Now, we go back over here. To our next team, our Zacian and Dragapult team. This team is a little more centered around getting immediate offense off of the Zacian and Dragapult. Basically, because Dragapult can be intimidated, it's very beneficial to run Howl on the Zacian. Zacian's very fast, so it actually goes before this Dragapult, so it can actually Howl before it and give it some boost to its attack that can't be dropped because it has Clear Body, which is like super cool. And then you also obviously have Airstream Phantasm, which helps the Zacian do more damage, which is just super helpful in general. So they synergize very well together. Their coverage pretty much hits everything, because if you like think of any mon, like for the most part, there's nothing that's like not going to get hit really hard by any of this coverage. So that's like kind of the benefit of this. The main thing you have to keep in mind is obviously speed control versus teams that are able to trick room and that stuff. You kind of need to position yourself. But that's why we have an Incineroar and Amoonguss. Amoonguss obviously able to capitalize off of trick rooms, also able to just disrupt with Clear Smog, Spore, Redirection. Incineroar obviously able to Snarl, weaken things, Parting Shot things. The Coco here is actually a little bit interesting. So we're actually running Fairy Wind on this Coco, and obviously just Electro Web, Dazzling Gleam, Volt Switch. This is so you match up a little bit better versus Kyogre, specifically Tornogre. Fairy Wind actually allows you to proc your own Moltres' weakness policy without doing too much damage. So Fairy Wind basically 40 base power Fairy move, not going to be hitting hard from Tapu Koko at all. Into the Moltres, if you max it, it can just go for a strong max and just do a bunch of damage. That way you don't have to Volt Switch yourself and do significant damage to yourself. That could end up making a difference. So that's the main benefit there of the team. Obviously, Moltres again to deal with Calyrex. It's just a very good option for that. So that's the main reason for it on the team and why it's being used there. Now, if we go over to the next team, you're going to see the Zernia's team. Before we do that, I want to show you guys the rental code for the Zacian Dragapult team. This is the Zacian Dragapult team, as you can see, same as here. And yep, here's the code. There you go. Boom, back here. Now we go over to our Zernia's team. This is the team actually that I discussed in the last video. Obviously there was no rental there yet, but basically the main thing with this team is kind of getting the Zernia set up, and Hydreigon plays a good role in removing steals that Xerneas does not like dealing with. And also to double intimidate obviously helps Xerneas get set up when it wants to, gets Geomancies up, and Amoonguss obviously can redirect away from the Xerneas as well. So that's kind of the benefit there. Metagross also too, strong steel type, able to check opposing Xerneas, also good at just checking stuff like Nihilego, other mods like that. Just like, and also Zacian too. Zacian can be a little bit rough for this if you don't have Metagross. So Metagross kind of fills that role there on the team. The main thing that you need to be careful with this team is Tornogre. That may be something worth editing this team for later to be able to deal with Tornogre a little bit better. But besides that, the team is pretty solid. Basically, the idea is you're kind of going with two modes. You're either going with a mode where you are setting up Xerneas, like hard setting up Xerneas, right? And then you're using Intimidates and like Amoonguss to support it. Or where you bring Xerneas and Hydreigon, or Xerneas and Metagross, and you go for like Steel Spikes, Max Quakes to kind of boost up Xerneas' like health and bulk and stuff. Or not health, but bulk. And basically allow it to set up and put on pressure with the Hydreigon. The Hydreigon also outspeeds Xerneas, so if for some reason you just want to straight attack with the Xerneas, the Hydreigon can go first, before Geomancy obviously, and go for Max Darkness and get like obviously some stat drops on them so Xerneas can do a little more damage. That's beneficial there. If you guys want to see the rental code for this team, the team is right here. So you're going to see, obviously, same team as we talked about. Very solid team. This is probably my favorite out of all the ones that we built for this one. So I definitely would recommend giving this one a shot. I've been seeing a lot of people using this team as well from our Discord. And if you guys don't know what our Discord is, it'll be linked down below. You guys can join the Discord where you get free early access to this. And you will get the pace of all that. All the Poke Pace are in there. So make sure to join Discord if you haven't as well. Benefit of like these Monzo basically enabling Xerneas' setup and Amoonguss to redirect, Hydreigon to kind of capitalize, drop special defense, Xerneas can attack. Metagross over here can go for Steel Spike, Stomping Tantrums, Rock Slides. Obviously, this helps with Ho-Oh as well. So that's a benefit there. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And you don't need to worry about Yveltal with like a specific other slot or like those kind of mods because you have a Xerneas. So that's a benefit there. Then, finally, for our last team, our Duskmane team. Basically, for Duskmane, we have Swords Dance on it, so it's not too passive. We're not running Trick Room because technically our mons are kind of like mid-speed to where they don't need the Trick Room. However, it is still nice on this team to give like Duskmane a lot of bulk, so basically in Consider Round, we give it enough speed to outspeed stuff like Common Metagross, Tapu Fini, stuff like that. And Swords Dance just basically prevents it from sitting there and being kind of useless along with Weakness Policy. Then you have Incineroar to kind of support Necrozma even more with like Fake Out, Parting Shot, Snarl, Flare Blitz, just to enable like setup. Then you also have Togekiss with Yawn, Follow Me, Dazzling Gleam, right? This also helps enable setup basically for the Necrozma Duskmane. Now, Necrozma Duskmane is kind of weak to Intimidate spam, which is why we have a Milotic on the team. Milotic is also running Grassy Seed as well next to the Rillaboom, so that basically it can be a little more defensive and annoying. You'll see we made this Milotic pretty offensive. The main reasoning for that is just that when you do bring Milotic to those kind of matchups, like you do want it to be very offensive and you want to prevent it being too passive. Then Rillaboom over here, standard Rillaboom set, optimized for a lot of bulk to just be able to take hits pretty strongly. Then over here you see Hydreigon. Hydreigon basically is just here to deal damage. There is one thing I wanted to touch on with the specific Hydreigon set. People were mentioning to me that there is a way to actually optimize this spread, so we're going to be doing that right here. You guys see that actually if we go Modest here, or my bad, if we go Modest 116, we will still be hitting a, what's it called? We'll be hitting a bump, and we'll be going at 146 speed, which actually is even better speed tier than the one we had before. So it's very solid. So that was a slight error I made, so I want to apologize for that. It was just an accident. I just kind of overlooked that. But yeah, thank you to everyone who pointed that out in the comments. I super appreciate that. Always feel free to like check me, guys, if I ever make like slight error. Obviously, the whole point of this is to educate you guys and help you guys like learn the game. So if I ever make a mistake, don't feel like you can't correct me. But yeah, so Hydreigon here, also very good for breaking bulky steals that Necrozma may have trouble breaking through. So that's just a benefit there. And then, yeah, it just kind of rounded the team well. Obviously, you can go for Hydreigon, Max Darkness, plus Milotic, or you can lead Togekiss and Hydreigon, and just go for Follow Me's plus attacks. So that's like the main benefit there. For the Necrozma Dusk main here, you guys are going to see that there is Psychic Fangs, Earthquake, Swords Dance, Sunsteel, obviously, as I mentioned. Very strong coverage. Enables the Necrozma to actually deal damage and be a little bit more of an offensive threat. So yeah, for the most part, running over these teams, Dialga being very bulky, great Kyogre check. A team is built around supporting the Dialga and allowing it to go for offensive moves. Sometimes Moltres need to come if it's against a Calyrex. Zacian Dragapult very centered around this pair. The rest is about supporting it. Moltres comes in certain matchups where you need it. Zernius, this team is very reliant around Zernius in terms of setting it up, getting it in position. Sometimes you cannot bring Zernius if it's to a really bad matchup, but for the most part, you want to bring Zernius. Double Intimidate's really crucial here. Redirection is very crucial here. Very focused on damage reduction and positioning. Then over here, you'll see Dusk Main Stream Team. This is centered around getting your Necrozma set up and also taking advantage of the Hydreigon here to be able to deal a lot of damage. So hopefully that was helpful for you guys. Thank you guys again for all the support. Hopefully you guys enjoy these teams. Also, make sure to check out all of our links down below. Make sure to join X9 League if you haven't already. It will be the first Series 8 tournament of the entire season, so make sure to check that out and support that, guys. Thank you again for all the support. Super appreciate you guys, and I will see you guys on the next video. Peace out.